Hey guys, so I'm going to be doing my very first reading today for YouTube, and I'm really excited about it. Definitely going to see how it goes. So if you haven't ever heard of these before, what you can do is intuitively select one or as many of these groups as you would like. So this is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. How you would intuitively choose is just go with your gut feeling, or if one of these animals or more has any significant meaning to you, I would tune into that reading. So here we go. Hi, pile 1. So you have the Otter card, and the otter is a very playful animal. Definitely a really cool energy, full of heart and solar plexus and throat chakra, vibrations. So as I'm pulling cards from what I'm going to do is I'm going to you have some really good cards coming out. So what I'm going to do is, if you're interested in any of the cards that I am using, I am going to put them in the description of this video. So what we have is the Six of Rods, and the Judgment, and the Emperor, and the Ten of Pentacles, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Seven of Pentacles. So I will show you the first card. This is the Six of Rods. It's like you're coming out of something that was very successful, and there is a lot of judgment that's based off of that, whether it be from friends or family or something more. And the judgment that's being based off of that is actually really good. You have the Emperor card definitely sitting in your throne, and the Ten of Pentacles. The thing is, with the Seven of Pentacles being at the bottom, the judgment might be coming from yourself. Maybe you don't think that something that you did was actually good enough, when actually it was something that was really amazing and probably benefited not only you but people around you. All right. So what we got out of this deck is we have the Five of Swords, we have the Six of Swords, and we have the Death. So what I'm getting from this message, I will show you the cards. This is the 5, the 6, and the Death card. So definitely popping up that, like, you may feel like something that you did wasn't good enough and that there's a door closed. The Six of Swords, like, this card is telling me that maybe it's time to I don't know, maybe look outward a little bit. Look at how far you've come on your journey. And don't be so stuck in your past. Flow to what's next. Bring a death to that old energy. Because right now you're just so focused on, you're very focused on time. And maybe you think that you could have done something more with that time, but really you have done so much. And you can stand up and walk out this gate and go on to what's next for you. And what's next for you is something really amazing. It all depends on where you put your mind, where you have your mind set. So, the next cards that I'm going to be using, and this reading is actually very self-explanatory. Like, we want to have you realize your playful and happy potential, and also like accept that you have those lower vibrations, but know that your mindset ultimately will lead you to a life of fulfillment. And I'd like to give you a poem or a piece of artwork. Yep, so the death card is coming up again, but this time it's a lot more freeing. So it's possible that you may have recently experienced death, or that you may be thinking about it a lot. I also got this devotion poem. Not a moment goes by that you cease to be in my heart. Amongst all flowers, I only breathe your fragrance. Your light is hidden, but it has set this worldly garment on fire. I stand drinking the cool water you have given me and watch my world burn. So yeah, it's really like releasing something from the past, whether it actually be like you have actually physically experienced death recently, which is something that is bringing you into a state of grief and sadness, which is completely understandable. But also it's like knowing that as long as you keep that alive in your heart, it'll always be there in some way, shape, or form. Always. Whether it be a person, a pet, is always there in some way, shape, or form. And even if it isn't someone, it could be something that has come to an end recently for you. And maybe it doesn't seem like a victory that came to an end, but it actually is something that is going to be very beneficial to you. So I'd like to pull one Archangel card message. Okay, so we got the two messages from your Archangels today. Spiritual understanding. I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. I love this card. I love that it has like an eagle that's at the top. And see, there's that light that's within. It's not hiding anymore. Remember who you are. You are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. So remembering who you are is a very essential part of your journey currently at this point in time, whenever you find this, because this reading is timeless. And then I'm moving on to the fairy deck. I'm going to pull the last card for pile 1. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that this reading has resonated with you. All right. Unity. Do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you. A spiritually minded community. So maybe you're coming into a more spiritually minded community to help you moving forward. And that is something that could be very amazing for you if that is something that you wish to go for in your journey. And that could mean very many things, whether it be connecting to someone older, just like connecting to your roots, or if it's connecting to some sort of online spiritual community, or going and exploring the communities like within where you live. Like there are so many different options. And really it could just be connecting with nature a little more, knowing that everything is in unity, always, all the time. But thank you, Pile 1. I am really happy that I was able to do this reading for you. And if you are interested in doing like personal readings, that is something that is definitely possible in the future. I know that this is kind of like a very general message, but let me know what you thought of the reading. Let me know if it helped you in any sort of way, and I look forward to doing this with you again. Hi, Pile 2. So you have the bat spirit, which is all about rebirth. The bat is a really amazing animal. I actually have one tattooed on the back of my leg. Something I mentioned in the beginning of Pile 1's video is if you are interested in any of the decks that I am using, I am going to provide them in the description of this video. And I am feeling an energy shift for this reading for sure. The previous reading had like a very unsure energy. I'm not sure if this is just like flowing all in one reading, which would be really cool. And maybe that is for some of you, especially if you have a connection with all of the piles. And maybe if we're drawn to the Pile 2 reading, maybe that is something that is significant for you for your whole rebirth. So I'm starting to get cards coming out for you. You're definitely on a journey, on a healing journey. Something shifting for you. I have the Page of Wands, the World, and the Tower. See if any more come out. Too many. Okay, this one. Oh, and the King of Pentacles at the end of the Tower. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is something that's all about independence, for sure. Something that is bringing you into you're really coming into yourself. You're finding the strength to speak up about where you want to go. You know that there is potential to fall, but usually when a lot goes wrong, it's preparing you for something that is extremely good. And that is definitely what I'm seeing here in this spread so far. So your world is definitely changing, whether that be because of something that you're speaking out, because we have the Page of Wands. He's in the desert right now, but he's speaking out for something. And then we have the World. This may be who he is calling to, and gender is completely like irrelevant. We all have masculine and feminine energies within us. So he may be speaking to the world. Speaking to the world to bring in wealth, abundance, prosperity in some way, shape, or form. And this is and it could be in love. It's causing a world to fall apart, but then be rebuilt and grown just like that. That's what I'm seeing. It's like speaking some sort of truth into the world so that, and risking that, so that whether or not something comes together, it's really growing a part of you. Let's move into the next deck. Okay, first card to come out. King of Wands. Yes, so like we know that the first card started with the Page, which is like a lower, and then ultimately after this truth is spoken, we come into the King of Wands. And he is very happy and has traveled to a completely new place. So you may be traveling in the future. You may be getting ready to travel soon. You may be just going to try new things. When this card comes up, there is potential that like maybe like this is involving your health. Maybe you're speaking up to like end some sort of pain, whether that be physical or not. And maybe you're going to be looking into options to like completely end this, whether it be spiritual or actually like some sort of physical form of healing, because the Ten of Swords is like a big ending. And then the next card. Okay, we got two. Yes, so we have the Tower again, and the Tower is in reverse this time. So the reverse Tower is telling me that you have overcome this, and you're going to be entering into this Fool state, which is the beginning of going into these King of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles, which ultimately put together brings the Ten of Pentacles, which is like ultimate fulfillment, ultimate abundance, ultimate happiness, and it all depends on like how you want to look at the situation moving forward. Like you're going to be opening doors to new things. So this is really funny. I actually have a stick like this that's out in my yard right now. Maybe focusing on doing just doing basic work around your house and not being so much like in your head. Like take those baby steps to where it is you want to go, what it is you want to experience in your life. Because ultimately, like, energetically, we're full of energies from the past, present, and future, and it's best to be present. And I was actually going to do yard work today after this, so it's kind of, it's cool that it's like, hey, like, we know, like, what your next step is. Let's see here. It's kind of like Spirit saying, like, tune in. Tune into universal flow. And the thing is, like, you know when something that you're doing isn't like a part of like where you want to be going, because you can physically feel it. So I really think that like speaking up like ask questions, whether it be to other people or whether it just be to yourself or something. Like, ask what it is you want to know. If there's something that you need to know, ask, and then just go with the universal flow and see what happens, and put a goal on, like, your growth and development. Set your goals. Know that things will and can fall down. Since I'm saying will, like, it definitely depends on, like, where I'm gonna pull out some more cards for you because I don't think I'm getting the full message yet. Yep. Okay. So the source, wisdom, and rediscovery. So you're definitely going through rediscovering something. So the source poem is, I have seen both worlds and call them one. My place is the placeless, a trace of traceless. I am not the body, I am not the mind. I am the source of life itself. I think you're definitely having, like, a shift in perspective for sure. That's the whole rebirth. You're rediscovering what it means to be a part of the whole. You're rediscovering your wisdom, or the wisdom that lies within, rather than outside of you. So the Page of Wands is definitely more of an internal thing, like calling out to something internally, and the world is also internal. It's your internal world, and you're bringing an end to, like, outside energies that are influencing you, because it's not bringing you what you want. It's not bringing you the King of Pentacles. It's not bringing you your independence. It's not bringing you the money. It's not bringing you the love. It's not bringing you the prosperity. It's not bringing you what you want to experience. But it's also realizing that you are a part of the whole, and that those challenges are there to help you discover your king of rods or wands, or whatever you want to call them, to help you discover that, to help you heal the past, and whether it be going out and finding some physical form, maybe something has been calling to you, whether it be like a Reiki session. I've talked to people about Reiki sessions quite a bit, whether it be a massage, whether it be some sort of self-care, whether it be just going within internally and discovering what it is that's, like, keeping you held back, so that ultimately you can end that tower moment. Because, and I think that, like, also the end of the tower moment is not just, like, it could just be, like, bringing an end to, like, what is outside of you that is no longer serving you, so that you can come into new forms of, like, people who are supportive of you, that do, like, see or want to understand your vision, and watch you go from the fool to a page to a king. They want to see your progress. They want to see your development. They want to see you succeed. And not only do they, but they are a reflection of you, because you want that for yourself. All right. So, a message from the Archangels. All is well. Know that all is well. Everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to. With hidden blessings you will soon understand. So, You will soon understand what it is that's no longer serving you, and ultimately your outside world is a reflection of your inside world. And that is something that is huge collectively. Which is why I've started this channel in the first place. If you would like to know a little bit more about me. So I feel like connecting with people is important. I definitely do. But the people that you bring into your life is definitely... They definitely have a lot to teach you, whether they realize it or not. Okay, so the card I pulled out from the fairy deck is Princess of Spring. Optimistic, enthusiastic, creative, and energetic. It's time to go after your dreams. Do something that expands your horizon. Let your creativity take flight. And this is a beautiful card. She's swinging. There's a bunch of butterflies around her. There's a lot of growth. So definitely, like, I feel like what's going to bring you to that King of Pentacles, King of Rods or Wands, whichever. And that 9 of Pentacles leading to the ultimate connection of the 10 of Pentacles is going to be your creative, enthusiastic, energetic, and optimistic spirit. So, creativity can come in many forms. Really just go within and do what you love to do. Recognize the creator inside of you, whether it be writing or painting. Painting must be significant for someone. Music. Coming up with new ideas to, like, creating some sort of, since I said travel is significant, creating up a creative travel plan. I actually was doing that earlier. Create what you want to create. Do it for you. Do it for the experiences with the people that are very supportive and want to be a part of your growth and development as you do theirs. It's time to go after your dreams. But that is your reading, Pile 2. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that something in this reading has resonated with you. These readings are very general because they're not personal. But if you would like to experience a personal reading with me, that is something that I am looking forward to doing in the future. I'm just not 100% sure how I'm going to go about it yet. But please let me know if anything in this reading has resonated for you, and if you are interested, also let me know. And I'm really excited for you, because, like, going through that shift is something that, like, can seem very difficult, like with the Tower cards coming up. Like, Tower cards, like, they can be something that's very dramatic and, like, something that can be very hard, but, like, it's all in here. It's all in here. And making yourself present with the moment and just, like, accepting it for what it is and knowing that all is well. Just accepting it for what it is and knowing all is well. And there are many, like, if you need help shifting your mind from like thoughts of fear or thoughts of just like any like, oh, I can't do this, I can't get through this. Recognize that you have probably done it before, but then come back into the present and be like, what can I do to shift my perspective within myself? Whether it be going online and finding some like affirmations, developing your own affirmations, creating a journal, writing down what it is you like want to feel versus what you are feeling in states of fear. Overcome those fears. That is courage. Courage is not fearlessness. Courage is overcoming those fears. I saw that pop up in something earlier, and I feel like that's very significant for this message. But anyway, thank you, pile 2. Okay, pile 3, you have the Hawk card. So the Hawk card is a bigger picture card. Seeing the bigger picture. The Hawk card is something watching over you, whether it be someone physically or something more. It's definitely all about perspective, a shift in perspective. So let's get into this reading. As I've said before in the previous 2 readings, I'm going to put that back. As I said before in the previous 2 readings, if you are interested in any of the decks that I am using in your reading, they will be in the description of the video. Definitely felt an energy shift in this reading as well. Too many? You have a lot of cards that are trying to come out and talk to you. There is a lot of conflicting energies. Very conflicting. But they're important to look at. Okay, so the card at the bottom of the deck is the Magician, and I got the song Thrivin by... Let me look up what his name is. I know it's Ryan. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce the last name. I will provide the song in the description. Thrivin, Ryan, Caraveo. Caraveo? Caraveo. I'm not 100% sure if I'm making the right pronunciation, but I will provide that song. All I hear is, Mama, look, I'm finally a magician. Okay. So, as I said, there's a lot of conflicting energies. I'm going to read it like this, because like I have the Knight of Swords and the 5 of Rods on the outside. So these are on the outside. So outside of you may feel like you're constantly charging into some form of battle, and then like there is like a lot of conflict that's going outside of you, but like on the inside there's actually like a lot of really good things that are going on, whether this be like stuff that you want to experience, or if they actually are like you're just connecting to yourself and it's like bringing some sort of like outer conflict is coming on because of it, which I understand in some way, shape, or form. So on the inside of you, there's like a lot of celebration. We have the 4 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. There's a lot of celebration. There's like a very deep connection with yourself. Maybe a deep connection with other people outside of you, but it's causing conflict in other places that are outside of you. But what I can tell you is that there is a change coming. And whether that be a shift in your perspective or the shift in others' perspective, since it is bigger picture, it could potentially be both. There is a Wheel of Fortune card and the Sun. So there is light that's going to be shed upon this situation, and the Wheel of Fortune is ultimately a shift. It's a shift in perspective. That's what this reading is all about. And you are manifesting it. Okay, so next cards. Okay, again, we have another Three of Cups card that came out. Definitely going to be connecting with people outside of you on another level. They all look very happy in the card. And we have the Lovers, and there's 3 people in this card. Whoa. So whether it be... I mean, in a love situation, I can kind of see where they're, like, maybe you're falling in love with someone and, like, there could be, like, external conflict. And it doesn't necessarily have to be just in love. It could be just something that you love. It doesn't have to be, like, a physical person, though that is something that is very possible. But after people outside of you see a shift in, like, your attitude and, like, how you're feeling, because it's bringing out more of that inner good within inside you, it's going to shift their perspective. They're probably most likely just very protective of you, and they don't really necessarily, they might think that they know the other person or what it is you are wanting to do. They think that they know that it's going to cause some sort of conflict, or they feel like it's a conflict of interest, or, like, there are many different things, but they're just naturally producing that conflict. Like, they're creating that conflict. And if you keep your vision on these inner feelings, these feelings of celebration, these feelings of happiness, these feelings of love, that is going to make the shift to reflect out into your outward world and bring everyone together. I'm gonna see if I pull any more cards from this deck. Okay. What I'm getting is definitely, like, we're 100% on perspective, because I'm seeing 2 very different perspectives here. Like, I'm seeing on one side, like, there is a very powerful and creative energy with these 2 cards. Like, she's painting, he's definitely within, like, his element, like, is feeling super powerful. I'm getting the song Lighthouse by The Used. I can be a lighthouse. So there definitely is some sort of struggle, and, like, the struggle, like, the perception can lead you or your person to just kind of a self-defeating attitude, and what is best to do is to break down that wall of self-defeating attitude, because that's what it is a wall. It's a block on your you basically created this wall, this block, and it can totally be broken down. Ultimately, it all depends on what you want. It's what you want to manifest. Like, do you want to listen to the people that are outside of you? So it really does, like, all these readings have flown together, like, very well. If you want to watch all of them, that is, like, you certainly don't have to, but I do want to say that they do all flow together in some way. Whether so it wants me to point out the weather. Things may seem stormy, but okay, so it really is, like, it's talking about blockages in different ways, because I'm getting a lot of cards with, like, clouds in them. But, like, if there's something that you can't see, it'll break through. So that's telling me that I need to pick up another deck, and I've done this in every single one, because there's some messages that I'm not seeing clearly. And then as soon as I pick up and move to the next thing, boom, like, it comes in perfect synchronized flow. Okay. First card is laughter, then service. Yeah, that makes so much sense with the art card being here, because it really wanted me to see these, like, these cards, like, they have poetry and they have, like, art on them, and the art is extremely beautiful. Your laughter births something. Your laughter brings something to light. Your newfound want and love to provide some sort of service, whether it be serving yourself in some sort of way or the way that you serve others now, is just showing how much what you, like, this new thing that you are feeling, this new feeling of love, whether it be love for something new that, like, you've gotten into, or whether it be a love for a person, like, it's showing through you. And it's diminishing the old. It's making the old fade away. The old feelings of conflict, the old feelings of constantly having to be in some sort of battle. But there is something that's unknown still. So This card is the unknown. In the midst of the ocean of love, the mind asks, "Where are you?" I cry, "I do not know. I do not know. What path are you taking?" I do not know. I do not know. The moon whispers, "It's okay to not know. You were born with wings to soar. You were born with wings to soar. The real question is, why do you remain huddled in your cage?" Break it down. There is some sort of fulfillment here with you. It's bringing unity in some way. 10 of Cups. It's actually very beautiful. And I'm feeling that energy. Like, I'm feeling that very light, happy energy that is within you. And I did feel the conflict. I like, that's why it was so confusing when I had these two sets separated, because it was like, you see yourself in one way and like others see you in a different way, and you want them to be in alignment, because I feel like it's people that you truly care about, people that you want in your life for the long term. And it created a struggle, but like, you know that you don't have to fight. You know that you don't have to fight. You just have to feel those feelings that are within and bring your happiness to the surface and keep it shining. Ultimately, if you keep it shining, the dark of the unknown, like, you're going to see. You don't have to remain in your cage. You get to break it down. Clairsentience. It's one of the higher senses. Notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. So it's like I've talked about, I can't remember if it was at the beginning of this reading or if it was in one of the other ones, but I've talked about this, how to trust how you're feeling. I really do feel, so trust how you're feeling, Go with your feelings. Flow with your feelings. Because ultimately, they're bringing you happiness in some way. Like, it's making you want to laugh more. It's making you want to provide more service in some way. It's making you motivated. It's making you happy. So why would you hold yourself back from that? Why would you want to be in states of battle or conflict if it's something that makes you happy? If it's something that makes you happy, you don't have to be in conflict. You don't have to fight. Like, sometimes we look at a situation, it's like this is the perspective shift. So you don't have to fight for something that you love and care about. And it really depends on the situation, because I do completely see where, like, sometimes that will be necessary. But look at your situation. If it's dealing with love and people on the outside are trying to fight this love from coming together, and there's love on both sides, like, you have love for the people that are trying to fight it in some way, and you have love for what you love, do you fight the people on the outside, or do you continue to just love what you love and ultimately let the flow of that show the people on the outside that there is love there and you are creating something amazing based off of what it is that you love? Do you understand what I'm saying? Reach out to me in the comments and let me know how that resonates, if it resonates. And I'm gonna pull cards from this deck. I think it's cool that I got 2 songs for you on the end of this reading. Okay. So I got the 9 of Summer, and I got the 4 of Autumn. So, 9 of Summer, wishes come true, dreams fulfilled, a magical time of life. And then the 4 of Autumn, manage your resources wisely, achieve a balance in how you spend and save money, and help out those who are less fortunate. So that has all definitely popped up in this reading. Like, you have stuff that's coming true. It just depends on where you're at within. Reflect what is within to the outside. And as far as like the service, I really feel like the service card, since there is only one person in this painting, you're serving yourself. Serve yourself and develop yourself so that you can bring love into all different places, all different levels, all different, like just everything in your life. Manage your resources wisely, achieve a balance in how you spend and save money, and help out those who are less fortunate. So not only are you serving yourself, and it's cool because like the wings are in both of these cards. If you see that, the reds, I see them as one and the same. And how you help out those who are less fortunate doesn't necessarily mean money, even though it could, but it could mean sharing your perspective, sharing your newfound perspective, whether you have developed one from this reading or if it will come to you later in some way, shape, or form. Ultimately, like, I received a lot of messages from this reading, and it was very beautiful. The cool part about it is, though, is I'm the only one who knows what it means to me. And I think that's what matters. You're the only one who knows what it means to you. And you show people what it means by how you feel, how you flow through your life. Don't let anything outside of you drag you back down to a place where you don't want to be. Raise that vibration within. Build yourself up. Serve yourself. Love what you want to love. And reflect that to the outside world. Thank you, Pile 3. That was your reading. Please let me know if it resonated. I am happy that I got to do this for you. I'm happy that I got to do this for every single pile. If you watch them all in synchronistic order, like, it all flowed together, honestly. It did. And I personally have a connection to the reading. And if you connect to the reading in some way, please let me know. This is for those of you that took the time to watch the entire reading. I went and I picked up that stick. I can see if I can find the card really quick. Alright, so this is the card. Where is... I'm going to open the book for this one. So a knave is a able and thoughtful person, a scholar or an expert in communication. So let's go to the Knave of Chalices. Chalices, here we go. So, the Knave of Chalices. A sensitive and dreamy person at times a little superficial, future messages that regard emotional situations. So, that's in alignment. So, what this is about, piecing the whole puzzle together. If you've watched the entire reading, like, flowed through it all. Piecing the puzzle together. So, what I got from piecing the entire puzzle together is that there's something you love, there's something you want to experience, whether it be a person, whether it be a creative idea, whether it be a YouTube channel, doing tarot, painting, writing, doing music, doing something that doesn't necessarily seem like it will provide you with anything, but it does. It makes you happy. It makes you feel fulfilled. It makes you grow. It makes you shine your light within. This reading is all about reflection. Reflection on many different levels. So, we'll start with the first one, your own reflection. When you look in the mirror and think about what you love, how does it make you look? How does it make you appear? How does it make you feel? When you look in the mirror and think about the conflicting energies that you have with it, whether you think it's not actually going to bring anything to you, or you think that it's going to be the same as something that has happened to you before that went and turned out very badly, or you think that you're not good enough to achieve what it is you want to do, or you don't think you're good enough to be with who you want to be with, or you think that you're not good enough in general to do anything. How does it make you feel? Does it feel like a block? Because that's exactly what it is. It's all in here. It's all in here. It's all a part of you. So what is it that you want to reflect out onto yourself? Then we move into our closest relationships. And this could be relationships that are there's so many different types of relationships in our lives. We have work relationships, we have family relationships, we have friend relationships, we have acquaintances, we have other forms of business, we have creative relationships, we have personal relationships, we have partners, we have so many different things. How are you reflecting onto them? Are you reflecting that inner conflict that you are feeling, which is portraying an outer conflict, because it's creating a conflict in some way, shape, or form, and this could be based off of how you have been in the past. Because a lot of the time, our outer relationships, they only know so much. And what they know is based off of what you have, based off of your character that you developed in the past. They don't know who you are sitting here right now. And it could potentially be that you don't even know who you are sitting here right now. So who are you? Remember who you are. That has popped up in a reading. And maybe that's something that you have to ask yourself. Who am I? What I can tell you is that everything is connected, which brings me to the last reflection. Your reflection onto the world as a whole. And the song Lighthouse that I mentioned before by the Used, the music video does a good job of portraying what our world is like now. And really your perception of it is exactly how you're going to see it. Your perception of the world is exactly how you're going to see it. Do you want to see the world as conflict, or do you want to see the world as unity and love? Do you want to see the world as pain, or do you want to see the world as healing? Do you want to see the world as... How do you want to see the world? Because your internal vision of yourself and the people around you in the world reflects out onto the whole. I was reading The Power of Now. I actually have it sitting right here. I highly recommend this book. It's super good. It was recommended to me by my cousin Devin. I'm really happy that he did. I really have just been, I haven't finished it yet, but I have 5 chapters left, and in one of the chapters it talked about how we view the world as a whole. And it talked about how our internal affects that. If our internal world feels like a mess, we create a mess on the outside. We create a mess on the outside. And just look around you. What do you see? Do you see a mess on the outside? We can go find those messes and clean them up, which is what one man's trash is another man's treasure is about. And that's healing. Or we can leave them a mess and keep that block there and not continue to develop and grow and go to where we want to be. We can stay stagnant. Personally, I want to keep moving on to the next step. So for me, the question is, what's after this? And the answer is to shine that light in the dark, that light within, into the unknown. And just keep going and keep finding and keep growing and keep developing and keep achieving what it is I want to achieve. Keep bringing dreams to life. Keep doing what it is that I love that brings me personal fulfillment in many different ways. But I just wanted to share that with you because the whole reading, like, I recognized that it flowed together. And it flowed together for me personally, and I don't know if it flowed with you. Maybe it did. Personally, like, I see where I create conflict. I see where I create those blockages. We all do it in many different ways. And I think it's good to just sit down and identify where it is, where you create them, and break down those walls. And if you don't get it right, keep going. Keep trying. There's no self-defeating here. But thank you so much for watching this video.